Forum, security, Afro Forum. Was pleased to hear you talking because you were here to observe, but you couldn't stop the temptation of talking. Look, let me make my point very straight. My coming here was to pay the condolences to the family of Rafferty. That's a main visit here. I do visit families. I'm sure you're aware that last week I was at Hippodine where women have been killed. Last week I was at El Dorado Park. This week I'm here. I was at MJ's one time when the farmer was killed. Some of these visits are known, some of these visits are not known. I was here some time back when Stoller was killed. So, unfortunately, I can't visit every scene and everybody that is killed. That comes from the humanity, but while we need to have Ubuntu and humanity, that is not basically what we are paid for. What we are paid for is the safety of the communities and the citizens. Coming to visit them, but on the way, it would be folly that I jet in here, I jet out without just putting an ear. More of me today is an ear rather than to come and talk. But there is one thing that I'm deciding as I'm standing here, is that we need to come here, sit down, and speak broadly. That decision is made. What we'll have to work on, Masimula, Jula, Liranzo, is logistics of when are we coming here, for a few things. One thing are the tensions that I'm finding here. You speak about the petty crime. The New York approach of the window-breaking crime is in understand that if you deal with the petty crime, you are dealing with the crime. So if there is a petty crime that you feel that police are not looking at it, all of us will have to look at that crime. Especially if it is a crime that will take us to the racial tensions. I can assure you, there is no crime we'll deal with if you don't deal with racial tensions. No ways. We'll have to face the crime as the people of Normandien, not as some people of Normandien. So that one will have to be corrected. That's one. Two, I'm looking at the profile of this area. I'm told that there are 102 farms here. That's a big community. That's vast. That vast. One would love to understand Masimula and better calculation of resources. The strategy is there. I listened to the debate yesterday in Parliament on the farm killing. I refused to participate because I didn't want to speak politics on it. I wanted to come and see what's the story. This thing of the strategy, safety strategy, is there. We have launched it at Limpopo. In Limpopo, when we launched it, we left a lot of resources there. We left cars and all that, how we're going to work together. Some of these cars are bought jointly by police, bringing on board the private security company, the farmers, structures, everybody. What I must accept that we haven't rolled it out as we have launched it, of which we need to do, but also pull together the resources. your station has got 28 police. I feel, looking at the vastness of area, I think the cars are few, though at least I'm glad about that they are relevant cars. I've been asking the police that if you live in Newcastle or live in Durban, what are you doing with 4x4? Because you find Amapoisa, in Newcastle in the city center driving 4x4 and they're bringing 1.3 Corolla here. So those are the things that will have to work on them, that relevant resources must go where they're supposed to go. So we can work that one together. But General Masimul, as a person responsible for policy, uniform, stations and all that, I would love to get exactly assessed needs of resources in this area, Normandien per se, so that when we come back, we see how do we put together our resources. Thirdly, there are resources that we are raising up, like cameras. We are dealing with what is called the safer district and safer cities. The commissioner is very keen on that one. Maybe because the community has started here, we can come on board quick as we can to work on things like cameras. But all we must agree that they'll be strategically placed so that they don't serve some